Alright, welcome back to JRF Mechanical. Today we're working on a Bryant furnace. We'll take off the front panel. Customer states the furnace is not heating up the home. After a preliminary inspection, the exhaust fan is running, the inducer diaphragm moves in and closes the switch, flows through the upper limit switch, flows back to the circuit, also check the flame front, and also the other sensor here for overheating or over limit switch as well. I'll take the bottom cut panel off, and you'll get into your shut-off switch. Turn off this switch, turn off your circuit breaker, and today we're going to show you how to remove the squirrel cage on this furnace so you can replace the motor. The customer has already had the ignition coil or the ignition igniter replaced last year. Flame front is cleaned. There's nothing blocking in the chute. We checked that. This is spinning. This is clean. That's working. Circuit board's working. And so we're going to go ahead and remove the squirrel cage. That's here to hold the furnace or filter a little bit better. The next thing I'm going to have to do is remove these two screws. I might undo these two so that I can flip this circuit board up better. Then you'll have to undo your capacitor and your two upper screws up there. One right there. And this thing will just slide right out. And one right there. And if there's any in the middle, just take them out. Should be a 1/4 inch. And I'm going to go ahead and pause it. And the wiring for the motors are right here, so make sure you take a picture of that. So you know that the spare 2, spare 1, heat is the blue one. And you got your black one, yellow, red, and blue. So that way you know where your wires are going. And then that will take care of that. Okay, now that I've got the 2 wires taken off, so that it can be easier to hang out of the way. And then I've already went ahead and to discharge your capacitor, and it should be good to go. Okay, now we'll take off this one. The 2 screws are there. We'll take off the capacitor. It's kind of nice that while it's holding it there, you can just do that. There, now we're done with that. And that one's brand new too. And that's giving me out 7.06 or so that's doing real good. Or 7.2, somewhere in there. And the motor's going to be right there, so we'll go ahead and unscrew these 2 so we can get the squirrel. Now we're about to get the squirrel cage out. You're going to need a 5/16 hex bit or socket to get it out. Yep, 5/16 is your next size. Alright, squirrel cage is out. There's going to be a little jam nut right there. Excuse me. A little bit dirty. You can vacuum it out or blow it out. Alright. This will be good. So, from what I saw, we'll have to unconnect the wires, take this off of it, the capacitor. So here, I'm hoping I can just undo that like I mentioned, and then the shaft will just slide right off. Because there's no bearings on this side. It's just all sitting there. So let's pause and go from there. Okay, I'm just about to unconnect it. I've already loosened that lock nut. I've got this and a hammer to set the squirrel housing on top of this if I need to hit the motor out. I'm going to find out if it just come off real easy. We'll see. I also wanted to bring out, to find the right motor, you're going to need to look up your serial number. right here, and your model and make, which is right there, the serial number and the make, right there. Okay, and then you can talk to a buddy who does HVAC. And then I cross-reference the same part number over to Amazon. 1/3 horsepower. All this information. And your color of white. Number the red, blue, yellow, and black. Number. Then I got my capacitor, the 2 browns. And then I got my grounds, which I already took off. Right here. That's where the ground goes. I took it off. It's just loose now. There's 2 browns. White, blue, black, yellow, and red. That's what we got. Okay. You did come with a capacitor, but I don't need it. So maybe somebody else or my friend. So, kind of do a little bit of comparisons. It says General Electric on there. Looks like this is about 25 years old. I'm going to do it here and there so we can slide this out and then install it on here on this outer bracket. Alright, let's go from there. And there's my ground. And the connectors are on it already too, so that helps. Don't have to do any hardware work. While we're undoing this, 11mm fits it. Might be different from unit to unit. And that way you can, I started at 7:25, so that's how much time into it already, at least 20 minutes. And we can get this undone. Fast forward it here now. Okay, I've got it unbolted. Go ahead and identify your wiring coming out of it. Blue is here, red, yellow, and then black. So I can move this over to the crate here and pound it out. Okay, I sprayed a little lube on it and I'm almost done. There we go. And see how that helps make it a place to fall. Just need to take my extension here and give that a, if that'll be small enough to hit in there. Let's find out. And it did. There you have it. And now you got the motor out without damaging the cradle so bad. And then this is the time where you can clean this out. This is also a good time here to kind of do a little bit of comparisons so that you got your shaft long enough between the two. Slightly a little different. One's General Electric, one isn't. This was almost about $200. Almost. Close, a little less. Another company, Mountain something, I'm not going to totally tell their full name, but they wanted $454 for that. And then the HVAC guy would have to double it and make it almost a $900 motor, which is ridiculous. So that's why I'm doing it myself. Now I got to take this bracket off and transfer these to here. Alright, now that I got the brackets off, I had to widen this out more. Taking the wrench and the 11mm, and this one's just a little wider. You know, it's General Electric, 25 years old. It's been freely, but it only ran for like 5, maybe 8 seconds, and then it just shut off. So there's like probably a short in the winding, or an overheat, maybe more like an overheat, and it just quits. And that's why the capacitor was shot pretty low, and it would never start, and probably burned up the motor. So anyway, let's finish getting this back on. Okay, so I'm just checking it over, putting it about where I had it. I was comparing it to this one, where it was sitting here, and then you got your wires. So I'm trying to do the orientation about the same. Set it in the middle, and put these brackets about in the same spot. I'm also went like this with it and make sure it's it was flush. So I kind of was trying to check that. So I think we're pretty good there now. I'm just going to snug it up a little bit more because it got a little bit left. If you want this tight, it's going to be running for years. All right, let's go from there, and then I got to go blow this out with my compressed air. All right, got that done. I'm now going to show you that you can see how it's dirty a little bit there. So we're just going to blow it all out. And then I'll spray just a teeny bit of lube on the shaft, just a teeny, so I make it slide. We'll get this all cleaned out a little bit. All right, blew it out. Just a little bit better, but I mean, it's just pretty good. And if you had some that chunky, yeah, you can use a vacuum cleaner or a rag and wipe it out, but that little bit, it's just not changing much, so yeah, not changing much. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll get this motor installed into it. Okay, got it sitting in there, and we'll get these lined up. I got the wires about there, either it was here or here, but I'm just trying to make sure that this is centered. So we're gonna have to work with that, okay? Make sure it's centered. And we just snugging them down. Kind of hard to do with left one hand, you know. Okay, so I'm kind of got centered, but I want to check one thing. I'm looking at the gap from here and there, and from here to there. See, so I want to take it off really quick, and I'm going to loosen it one more time and have the motor sit flat on the cement with these. So let's do that as a tip, okay? I think I'm just a little off, and I want you guys to be safe. I don't want this to be out of balance. I bet it will just spin right there, but because there's plenty of room around it, but I'm gonna try this really quick. So hang tight. Okay, I loosened it, and I got this flat, and then I push these down to be flat. And that should help center that. I can see maybe you can even look at here a little bit. But let's put this back in and see where it looks now. Now that this is like, you know, flat, and then I just adjust these. Maybe I could use a level. Let's try that. Okay, I got these bolted on. And now it does look better. If you kind of look at it, see how that looks. The gapping looks better. I don't have it locked on the shaft yet, but I slid it over, and it just looks better than the last one. So yes, get your motor flat, get these flat, and then that will make it more centered. Yeah, this looks a lot better than what it was. Okay, now we're going to cinch this up. I'm going to try to make sure I center this from here to here, from the side to side. Cool, I got it locked on. And it's kind of cool when you spin this by hand, you feel the air blowing. That's awesome. All right, let's get the wiring done. All right, I got the capacitor plugged in, brown, and this one's a brown and white. And if you remember in the beginning, it was red here, blue with the heat, yellow, and black. And then your common that goes up here. So that pretty much the wiring done. Let's go from there. And once you get it in there, it's a little bit of a challenge, but you'll slide it in and get this in place. Just get them snug good. Okay, there's that. Now we'll have to switch over to the 1/4 inch hex bit, so you can put the circuit board on. All right, well, that about sums it up. Okay, I got the white wire on the white, red on the red. I don't have a yellow or green. I don't have AC on this, or yeah, I don't. I've got evaporator cooler on this home that they told me. Okay, so now it is 8:31, so roughly almost an hour. With the wiring in, we should be able to fire this up. Let's get the air filter in. Remember to always check the flow direction. This one flows, so we're going to stick that in and get that installed, and then I'll get a zip tie or two. Kind of keep things out of their way. So, see how it's getting kind of snagged a little bit there. The new wires. Gotta get kind of in my way. Okay, we'll get that in place. Okay, put the switch on, hold this in. That. Flow ready to be coming on next. Now we'll do a quick check over, but that's how you install the motor. Thanks for watching. Yeah. Yep. Cool.